Last week we made a video looking at 10 of the best feel-good movies to help boost spirits during the current coronavirus outbreak. With lockdowns still in effect across the majority of the globe, we've decided to double up on last week's video and give you another 10 feel-good films to help occupy your time whilst in quarantine. If there are any films that you think missed the list, make sure you check out last week's video to see if they were featured there. Number 10, Cinema Paradiso.
Pam, prima spara e poi pensa. Questo non è un lavoro per gente delicata. Pizzare cornuto e traditore.
For fans of cinema, Cinema Paradiso is the ideal feel-good film. It is a richly detailed story of friendship largely set in Sicily. Told mainly through flashbacks, we learn of Salvatore's younger formative years and the bond he made with cinema projectionist Alfredo. There is also a love for cinema that permeates throughout the film. Anyone who has fallen for the allure of the moving image can't escape the film's adoration for cinema.
Tanti altri in paese lo sanno fare, l'operatore. Manco uno. Solo un cretino come me lo poteva fare. E poi io non ho avuto fortuna.
Number 9, Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
Road movies seem to be a great starting point for a happy film, and John Hughes' Planes, Trains and Automobiles doesn't disappoint. Steve Martin and John Candy deliver career-best performances in a film that warms the heart and provides sharp wit and humour throughout. With a heartfelt and happy conclusion to wrap it all off, the film provides for a thoroughly enjoyable experience. Number 8, Little Miss Sunshine.
You can't fly jets if you're colorblind.
The story of a dysfunctional family who go on an 800-mile road trip so that their youngest member Olive can enter a beauty pageant. Along the way, life lessons are learned, bonds are formed, and home truths are disclosed in a lovely film about how bizarre and difficult families can be, but it's also a look at how nobody knows you better than the people who love you. Number 7, Big.
Oh, come on! I'll do it with you, all right? To show you how good. Ready? Come on. Jump. See? Just this. That's all there is.
There are so many things to love in this tale of a boy who wishes to be older, ultimately waking up one day in the body of a grown man, played spectacularly by Tom Hanks. It's a film that reminds us that we should enjoy the life we have now and not wish it away in a rush to get to tomorrow, and it further encourages those of the older generation to view the world with the innocence and wonder of a child. Number 6, The Breakfast Club. The second John Hughes film on this list, The Breakfast Club is all about unlikely friendships, romance, and iconic dance scenes that you will find yourself imitating shortly afterwards. The story follows a group of students who get stuck together in Saturday detention, but what happens on that one fateful afternoon changes their perspective and will warm your heart.
A princess.
And a criminal. Does that answer your question? Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club.
Number 5, Sing Street.
You want to have actual sexual intercourse, right?
Yeah. What?
The girl. It's all about the girl, isn't it?
Yeah, the girl, yeah.
And you're going to use somebody else's art to get her? Are you kidding?
An underrated film that received only a modest success upon release, John Carney's 80s set Irish coming-of-age musical is an irresistible and charming flick. This is the tale of a boy with a broken home life and no friends at school who goes on to form his own band. With memorable synth-pop songs and incredible performances from the unknown cast of Misfits, Sing Street is a story about young love and discovering who you are while not shying away from the harsh realities of real life.
She's standing on the corner, like an angel in disguise. And as I look a little closer, she's got dangerous eyes. She tells me she's a model.
Number 4, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller.
Ferris Bueller is pure wish fulfillment. It's the fantasy we've all had of bunking off school and spending a day living life to the fullest. Nobody wrote teenage coming-of-age hits quite like John Hughes, and Ferris Bueller was his masterwork. The story of a cocky student who was nevertheless seductive and likeable, and ultimately the self-confident kid that the audience continues to love.
Thank you, Grace. I think you're wrong.
Oh, well, he's very popular, Ed. The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
Number 3, La La Land. La La Land follows an aspiring actress and a pianist who fall in love while trying to scrape by in modern day Los Angeles. However, as their careers gain steam, their success threatens to tear them apart. With colourful costumes, uplifting music and brilliant chemistry between Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, La La Land is escapism at its best. Number 2, Groundhog Day.
I'm sorry? What was that again?
I'm a god.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think.
Because you survived a car wreck?
This is proof that feel-good films don't necessarily have to be overly sweet and sentimental. Bill Murray is the cynical weather reporter who gets stuck living the same day over and over again until he eventually learns to enjoy little things and stop looking for reasons to be unhappy. Harold Ramis transformed this fantasy story into a warm-hearted comedy that features what might just be Bill Murray's finest performance.
No matter what happens tomorrow, or for the rest of my life, I'm happy now. Because I love you.
Before we reveal our number 1 film, here are some honourable mentions that just missed the list. Toy Story, E.T., Wall-E, Some Like It Hot,
I'm a man. Well, nobody's perfect.
The Way Way Back,
Please let her know that this conversation was entirely about her. In other news, this is very awkward for you.
Matilda.
I would like to hold my little hand.
Number 1, The Shawshank Redemption.
We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men. Hell, we could have been tarring the roof of one of our own houses. We were the lords of all creation.
With some feel-good movies, you really have to go through the thick of it to get to the heartwarming part, and Shawshank is just such a film. There's plenty of death and injustice and abuse in the story of a wrongfully imprisoned man, but when you get to the moment he's finally freed, it's all worth it. A classic tale of adversity being eventually overcome, with moments of warmth, friendship and courage to lift the viewer's spirits. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out last week's video if you haven't yet for a further 10 feel-good films, and we hope you're all keeping safe and well during these trying times. Be sure to subscribe for more content next Friday.